vast corruption adversely affects each and every sector of the country.
Ideology.
This is a great location for Nepal to explore its potential.
Namaste. Welcome to Youth TV Show Season 10. In today's episode, we are featuring Nepal's top 7 debaters produced by Leadership Academy. The topic for the final round of Category 4, Grade 7, 8, 9 is Are Teenagers Victim of Trends? The finalists are
Shubham. I am from United School and I study in grade 8.
I am Kripa, currently studying at grade 9 from UP Schools.
I am Puspa Devkota from grade 8 United School.
I am Anugya Koirala from Brian Contest School, studying in grade 9.
Our judges for today's final round are Santosh Shah, he is the president of Leadership Academy. Tami Sheikh, she is an author and writer for Huffington Post in the United States. Tulasa Lata Amatya, she is a member of Civil Society Advisory Group of the UN Women Nepal. We will begin with the first round of the debate competition. May I request the finalist Shubham Shah to come up on the stage to speak for the motion.
Social media and games like PUBG are trending nowadays. The negative trend increased the number of crime and violence happening in a society. Like a chameleon can change their color within a short period of time. This is the closest example I would like to relate with my topic. Are today's youngsters victim of trend? Now we all are fond of watching movies. In huge number of movies, we can see people smoking, drinking, returning home at late night, taking drugs and also underage driving. This all puts an adverse effect on a teenager's mind and they start thinking it's so cool to smoke and it's also so fun to drink and etc. The data of our country, how much people smoke in our country. As we know, smoking in our country is very popular trend from the beginning. About 35.5% of men and 15% of women are consuming tobacco products and about 8.4% of teenagers are the victim of drug addiction. Now, the another trend that we all notice in our society is going abroad, commonly known as brain drain. Many Nepalis goes to abroad that they can, in the thought that they can get a luxurious life, but there is vast difference between the reality and the expectation. The expectation are that they click photo in front of a huge tower and post like I'm having a luxurious life. But the reality is that very few get employment on the foreign countries and the other are engaged on construction program or cleaning the toilets. Now, according to childmind.org, today's teenagers are very busy on typing, texting and trolling and also scolding others by the help of social media. This all falls under negative trend. At last, I would like to say that trend is good if it is guided on positive way, and also if it is guided for the development of the country. And trend may be negative if it is guided on the negative way, and if it creates more and more victims in our society and lacks the development behind.
May I request the finalist Kripa Ghimire to come up on stage and speak against the motion.
So first thing first, I'm being interested in speaking on various topics, debating about various topics, participating in public programs. And are you trying to call me the so-called victim of trend now? I think I'm not being the victim of trend because this trend are helping me to boost up my career, helping me to build a strong foundation for my future and helping me to have more exposure. And my dear opponent, you said that having negative trend. So before his thing already came up, I want to say that it's all the game of mind. It depends. We all are provided with this thing called as brain. So the one who uses and makes the proper use of brain can obviously do the thing, make the proper utilization of the resources and leave his job and go. But the next one who does not make the proper use of brain and does not know the value of time, they will end up doing a rush and fuss of thing which does not carry any value. So I think I have given the answer of his question. And the next thing is, teenagers of before, they had tough time gaining knowledge, having more exposure, knowing about the global issues, current affairs. But today, due to the biggest trend so far, the so-called internet, it has been so easy for the teenagers like me to get good amount of knowledge, to have more exposure, to know about the latest affairs, current affairs. And a friend of mine named Cherry actually made a model of Solar Valley through the help of internet, and she was highly praised by our teachers and administration. See the trend actually helping teenagers to improve and flourish their creativity. And there is a thing going on that teenagers are being fashion victims. So my dear friend and my dear colleagues, the whole idea of fashion victim is like nonsense, because having a sense of fashion or being fashionable is not a wrong thing. Like in art, we beautify an empty canvas with various structures, various ideologies, approaches. In fashion, we beautify ourselves with different styles, tastes, be it choli, sari, crop tops or high-waisted pant. It is done because to boost our confidence, to make us comfortable. And the next thing, people trying to relate harassment harassment with trend. I say harassment, be it in any form, it's just a game of mind. Thank you so much.
May I request the finalist Puspa Devkota to come up on stage and speak for the motion.
We all have noticed the negative things easily come on trending among teenagers and make us victim. My opponent orator said that teenagers is used for information, but I want to tell them that because of social medias, many teens are facing slut shaming, body shaming, harassment, bullying, hacking, and these are the reason why person are named shameless in the society. These are the reasons why someone has to lose career, and these are the reason someone are losing their lives too. Now my friend could say that trends entertain us, but actually virtual games that is now on trending, waste of time, and rather than helping your mother on kitchen to cook food, you are running behind that chicken dinner which is actually fake. There are 3 reasons of trending. One is fear. When you are in fear, you follow trend because you want to adjust on that group of your peer. And the next thing is when someone compel you to do something, you follow trends. And the other thing is when you realize you are the coolest guy on this world, you follow trends. Not only this, there are many people who have been victim of trends. Not only people, our history, our traditions have been victim of trend. The trend is for a short period of time, but actually they destroy us, they destroy our career. I have never heard the trend of going library to read books. I have never heard the trend of reading articles on internet, and I have never heard the trend of public speaking. We should be setter, not the follower of trends. And hence it is proof that we have been victim of trends every time, every second of our life. Thank you.
May I request the finalist Anugya Koirala to come up on stage and speak against the motion.
Teenagers are not the victims of trends, and I can say that with full confidence because they are in fact the builders of most trends. Trends are like paradigm shifts. I mean, nowadays in the world where gel pens are trending, which teenager have you seen carrying around ink pens and ink pots? That is so unreal. Trends are actually like paradigm shifts. They are bringing new stuff into our community and into our practice. Let's talk about fashion trends. Fashion trends, we see all of us are wearing varieties of clothing. Why? Because they give us comfort. Fashion trends, being connected with being victimized, is full-on nonsense. Let's also talk about the music trends. There are so many wondrous music that we listen to. Why? Because they give us peace. They give us a peace of mind, and teenagers are the most of the listeners of such music. The next thing is the DIYs. We can see so many videos on YouTube about do-it-yourself and DIYs. And the YouTubers who are posting such videos are mostly teenagers, and they're posting them because they are passionate about making these stuffs. And this is also a trend, but it is not victimizing those YouTubers. In fact, it is promoting them, and it is promoting their passion, and it is promoting what they're passionate about. My fellow opponent said that trends are followed because the people are compelled to follow the trends. But my dear opponent, I would like to make this clear that trends are followed by choice and not because they are compelled to follow. Trends are followed because you have to follow them in order to make yourself appear well, in order to look nice, in order to feel nice. And my fellow opponents also said about the various disadvantages of having social media of the new trend. But have they ever thought about the hashtag #MeToo movement, which has brought so much good impacts and good advantages to the fellow young teenage girls who have been victimized and sexually harassed? This trend has actually helped them. Thank you.
May I now request the finalists to come up on the stage. May I request the judges for their feedback.
All of you have done quite well today. Shubham, very good points. You gave many examples. You had a lot of data as well. You're confident because of these things, but You were also slightly nervous, so you rushed a lot. So in your rebuttal, you can just slow down and enjoy the process, right? The good thing also was you were to the point, to the topic. Kripa, you're very clear in your debating, but you spent a lot of time on basically 2 points. So when you're a second speaker, you have a huge advantage to counter the points of the one who's spoken earlier. So in the second round, please work a bit on that and make it more argumentative than opinion-based. Puspa, you started with the word negative trend, which is a very good thing because it fits the topic. However, because of nervousness, you slowed down a lot. So pull up on your speed in the second round. I liked your ending. The ending had a very good message. And the same with Anugya. I also liked your ending very well with the Me Too movement. It very well connects to the side you have taken with the topic. And Anugya, you're very clear, very well phrased. And since you are the last speaker, you had the best advantage to go counter 2 of the speaker for the motion and also add a lot to what the second speaker missed. Thank you. All the best.
I have to say, I'm truly impressed. You guys did a really amazing job. For Shubham, I think that you, like Santosh said, you were rushing a bit. So there were some points where we couldn't really catch what you were trying to say. I love the data you gave. I think that was very important and that was very necessary for us to understand. I think you would just maybe in the next round try to analyze that data a bit and how it connects to your topic, because you gave the data but then you didn't give us more about the data after that. So just look at that. Kripa, I loved your opening, extremely strong. I think you were very confident, very clear, and like Santosh said, just aside from your opinion, try to contradict what they said a little more. But very, very strong opening. I really loved it. So good job there. Puspa. You seemed a little nervous, and so you slowed. You were going fine, but then the momentum would break because you would slow down out of nervousness, maybe. And we were kind of like, my brain was thinking, and then it would slow down and stop for a minute. So just try to focus on not being nervous and just saying what you have to say with confidence, because your content was great. I love the ending where you talked about the trends of books and public speaking, and that was very powerful. And Anugya, I enjoyed your opening and I enjoyed your ending. I think the middle could be a little bit more worked on, and like, Santosh said here, you had the biggest advantage and you didn't you didn't use it. So try to use that a bit more. And yeah, contradict all of them.
Shubham, very nice example. Also, you said that, and that for the first speaker, it is difficulty. Second time, you will fluently, you can say that, and you have touched all the content also, and little bit not fast, slowly, relaxing. If you say what you wanted to say, that is very good for you. The Kripa, you also, I find fast speaking and less eye contact and body language also. You also give the good example, and you have confidence too. You have gone all how the fashion victims, and this is not the only one kind of thing. You well define you. And Puspa, you give the good example also, as she said that like fear, police, all kind of things, social media about the bullying, those things, that you are the student, and all kind of things happening in school, college, and other place, right? You can give more example. What you given, all of you have more example than this much. Second round, you can find other issues also. And Anugya, your body language is good. Like both of my colleagues said that, don't repeat. You have the good time and best time not to touch about the issue in the beginning, introduction, but new thing you can add. So hopefully, second round, all of you think about that and do it better way.
We will be back after a short break with the second round of Nepal's top 7 debaters. Welcome back. You are watching Nepal's top 7 debaters. We will now begin with the rebuttal round.
My opponent just said that in today's age, internet is the major source of information. But do all the teenagers and students use internet for study purpose? Very less use it. And once there was a news that a boy of New Delhi of 19 years old killed his whole family as he was addicted to the game PUBG and his family members interrupted him. Is this a positive trend? And my dear opponent just said that social media are very useful in current stage, but students and teenagers use social media to send homework to each other, which destroys the creativeness of student. And my opponent just said that fashion increases the confidence level of a youth of a person, but does a torn jeans increase the confidence level of anyone? Does ripped jeans increase confidence level of anyone? No. So at last I would like to again say that the trends should be guided in positive way for the development of the nation. Thank you.
So as my opponent said, it's about the bad trends, but my dear fellow opponent, it's just to remind you that all the thing, it's all based upon the controlling power. Whether teens are being addicted in drugs, smoking or whatever, it all depends upon the controlling power. And the next thing is, today teens are, according to the Stage of Life 2014 report, 63% of teens were found talking about independency. And now do you really think being independent is bad trend to be followed? Are we being victims then? And the next thing is, before trend had teenagers had very problem about talking about menstrual hygiene, having following healthy lifestyle, but today due to trend they are being able to talk about menstrual hygiene, maintain good sanitation during menstrual, teen girls especially, and then after know the importance of yoga, and moreover they are being improved day by day. And now are you again trying to call ourselves as the victim? Make yourself clear once again. And teens like Deepshika Ghimire, Bikalpa Dhungana and Bipana Sharma are doing exceptionally well in their work, and this gives a big type slap to those who still think teenagers are the victim. Thank you so much.
My friend just talked about the music and songs, but I want to remind you that, my friend, the music, the trend of music, the trend in our teenagers have the trend of listening to jazz and rock music, not the classical music that have our tradition. And this is the era where Gazaluti Thula Thula Akha get 3 million views and Despacito get 5 billion views. And my friend talk about YouTube videos, but it is not easy to make YouTube videos, where according to the CPM, 1,000 views get $7.8, which is very less, and it's very hard to get 1,000 views. And my friend just talked about the brain controlling power, but actually, if it was our power, then no one would want to fall into the drug addiction. No one want to be so bad that society would say them shameless, or society would claim they are bad. Thank you.
We all know that there is a trend of going vegan and vegetarian, and this has done nothing but good impacts in our lives and in the teenagers' lives. There's also a growing trend of meditating and doing yoga, and this has done nothing but made us healthy and made us fit and well functioning. So now, my fellow opponent said that not all teenagers get to use internet for their education, and I would like to say that is why not all teenagers are as good as in their education as the ones who are using internet to facilitate themselves. We can see the difference between the teenagers in villages and the teenagers in city areas. There's a huge lot of differences, and it is because the teenagers of city areas are following the new and upcoming trends, while the teenagers of villages are not being able to do that. And that is also because of internet and social medias. There's also a trend. Now, my opponent also said, what about public speaking? But my dear friend, we are here in Leadership Academy today because there's a growing trend of giving leadership courses to youth. And that is why we are here, and that is why we are debating right now on this topic. Thank you.
The judges are finalizing their marks, and we are eagerly waiting to know who is declared the winner and runner-ups. I would like to request our judge, Santosh Shah, to announce the results.
Your second round was much better than the first round, so I'm glad that all of you took our comments into account. And that's what changed your ranking pattern. So it took us a while to tally both and come to a marking. Third winner of Nepal's Top 7 Debaters, 2018, Category 4, Grade 7, 8 and 9 is Puspa Devkota and Kripa Ghimire. The second winner of Nepal's Top 7 Debaters, 2018, Category 4, Grade 7, 8 and 9 is Shubham Shah. And the first winner is Anugya Koirala. Congratulations.
Congratulations to the winner and the runner-ups. Leadership Academy conducts Nepal's Top 7 Debaters and Nepal's Top 7 Young Poets every year. If you are a student between grade 7 and bachelor's level and interested to audition for any of these two competitions, you can approach the principal or ECA coordinator at your school or college. You can follow us at facebook.com Leadership Academy KTM. We will be back next week with a new episode of Youth TV show Namaste.